Hello, everybody. All right, it's a pleasure seeing you here once again. Hello, everybody. My name is Isoma Kawikene, and as you know, I am your best parenting partner. I am a teens coach, I'm a parent coach, and I do everything to help you parent well and help you raise amazing children. So, thank you and welcome here. Join me today as I take you on what you can do to engage your children meaningfully this summer holiday, or why you should engage your children meaningfully this summer holiday. I hope you learn a thing or two from what I am going to say today. It's a pleasure having you here with me, and I do not take it for granted. Thank you, and thank you, and thank you. All right, so let's go if you are ready. So today we are looking at why children should be meaningfully engaged during the summer holiday. Yes, I know it's the summer holiday and all we want to do is rest from all the school run and every other thing. But beyond the rest, what next? That is the question. What next? What next can we do to keep our children meaningfully engaged? All right, what next can we do to keep our children meaningfully engaged? Now, a lot of us are babysitting children with screens. I'm not even going to exaggerate. A lot of us are babysitting with screen. A lot of us, the best we can do is give our children phone. When you feel the children are disturbed, okay, carry your phone and go and work. Okay, carry your phone and go and work. And we don't even care. We are not watching, we're not looking, we're not checking, we're not bothered about what the children are doing online. That is the truth. That is the truth. We're not bothered. Nobody is asking what are these kids doing here. Nobody is checking what they are doing online. Nobody wants to know what is happening online. All we just need to do, or all we want to do, is just to get them off, we just need rest to get them off, push them aside, let them have all their time, everything they want, as long as we have our peace. But beyond the walls of our children's screen, a lot is going on, and that is what we will be looking at today. All right, that is what we will be looking at today. Now, children, or let me begin like this: ignorance or evil thrive where there's ignorance. So where there's ignorance, where ignorance persists, evil, danger will thrive there. This is more reason why we should keep our children engaged, so that they don't get carried away by the evil of the time. Because whether we like it or not, the days are evil and we are here in it, right? And we are here in it. So what can we do to keep our children engaged? One, we need to seek out meaningful ways we can keep our children engaged. There are holiday boot camps like the one we are bringing to your children. While I am so particular about this boot camp is that your children have opportunity to learn things they haven't learned before. We're looking at life skills. We're talking about life skills, things that are not common, things that children don't learn in schools, children don't learn in churches. These are things that are being passed down, from structured organizations, and that is what we are bringing to your children. We are talking about online safety education. We are talking about screen time habits, because a lot of children lack screen time habits, whether we like it or not. How do you want to convince me a child? Hello, ma'am. Hi, welcome, ma'am. Welcome, sis. I see you. Thank you so much. So how do you want to convince me that a child will spend 7 to 10 hours on screen and still be okay, and still be all right? No, something is wrong somewhere. That child is not all right. That child is not all right. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong somewhere. So we need to keep our children engaged in order to prevent a lot of things. And one of those things that we're talking about is the exposure to adult content. Exposure to adult content. Because of how much time children spend on screen, a lot of them get involved, a lot of them get exposed to adult content, which ordinarily they wouldn't have been, they wouldn't have had access to, right? They wouldn't have had access to. And most children, research says that most children who encounter pornographic or explicit content have a high tendency of going into masturbation. Most children who encounter porn, explicit content, have a high tendency of experimenting masturbation. This is because the brain, once the brain receives the reward system, right? Once the dopamine gives the reward system, the child wants to see this over and over and over and over again. This is one reason why children should spend, yes, a lot of children spend more than 10 hours on screen. That is the truth. A lot of children spend more than that hour unsupervised on screen. So you need to keep your children engaged meaningfully, and you also need them to understand screen time habits. You need to, a lot. Okay, you can hear me. You can hear me now, right? Can you hear me? Is it better now? All right, so I guess it's better now. I guess it's better now. All right, so we can continue. So I was saying the algorithm is so, thank you so much for confirming. Thank you. The algorithm is so crazy that when someone is watching porn, let's assume as I'm in my house now and I've been browsing and watching porn on porn sites. Now, when my kids come back home, and they pick up their digital devices and they go online. Now the algorithm will start feeding them with content from where I have visited. it will start feeding them, start filtering those contents to them. So they start seeing porn, they start seeing um um maybe filters of porn, because that is where somebody around them have been searching through that site. Now that is the danger of even we parents who go through who watch porn. I remember some time ago I was speaking with a group of parents, and I said, I'm so surprised that parents watch porn. Like, a lot of you watch porn. And the mother told me, he said, what is life without porn? You can imagine. And a lot of them go as far as going to download this content. Your children have access to your phone. Your kids have access to your phone. And you download this content on your phone, like they are there on your phone. And no matter how much, because I speak for myself. Most times I leave my phone, even when they are passworded. I had to put password because my kids were fond of deleting my files. I would just come and maybe one file is gone, the other file. So my husband said the best thing is just to put this phone on password. And that's what I've been doing all the time. So but most times I'll just leave the phone like that, and then they have access to it. Most times they tell AI to open the phone, and the AI will open the phone for them. So that's to show you how smart the kids we are raising now. So if you have this type of kids in your home, and all you do is download, you're busy watching porn, you're taking a big risk. You're setting your children up. Because they are going to be consuming exactly what you're consuming. Or if you watch porn around the home and you feel the algorithm is not picking it, it's a big joke. Because your children are there, they are watching it, the algorithm is feeding them. Let me tell you one thing. Let me shock you. Research says that before an addiction is found, or before an addiction is noticed, it must have gone on for like about 2 years. So before you ever think of catching that child, or before you say, oh, I caught that child who is watching porn, that child has already been watching porn long ago. You're just discovering. That child has long gone. You're just discovering. So as parents, we need to watch it. We need to keep these children engaged. Bible said that the idle mind is the devil's workshop. When a child is idle, no meaningful engagement, nothing is keeping that child busy, nothing is keeping that child accountable, nothing is keeping that child engaged. That child will look for something to keep themselves engaged. And that is where social media comes in. That is where porn comes in. That is where every other negative habits begin to build up. So what do? Keep them engaged. Now we have boot camps coming up. We have other people who are hosting other activities. You can keep your children engaged. There's summer boot camp almost everywhere. Everybody is advertising, and I am particular about the ones I am advertising. I'm particular about the one we are bringing to you, because we're not only talking about skills. We are talking about life skills. We're talking about the things that will improve the life of your children. Now we go to body safety. The next one is body safety. Children will have opportunity to learn body safety by the time they join our boot camp. Why does your child need body safety? Because they want to be protected from predators and abusers. Now, I was reading a message today, and somebody said her child has been abused for some time, and she didn't notice, because she kept teaching this child that your private parts, your breast, your vagina, your penis, and all that. Because she's a girl, she focused more on her breast and her vagina, and she kept emphasizing, that's your private part, that's your private part, that's your private part. And then each time the child goes to the teacher's to school, the teacher will invite her. A particular teacher will invite her to the class and then try to shake her. And when he's done shaking, he will now make attempt, move his hands towards her other arm, towards her arm and every other part of her body, And the girl didn't see it as a problem because all she was taught is that her private parts are just her breast and her vagina. So every other, probably her buttocks, every other part is public. That's why I find it very funny when we emphasize private part, public. There's no part that every part of the child's body is private. Every part, from the hair to the hand to the eye to the nose to the ears, every part of the child's body is private. No one is public. No one is for public. No one is for public consumption, right? So this child has been experiencing this thing for a very long time until the mom learned recently that every part of the child's body is private and no part is public. So the mother ran back to the child and said, "Oh no, wait, it's like I've been teaching you wrongly. Look at what it is. Every part of your body is private and no one is and then the child began to talk about what has been happening between she and her teacher. So all this while the teacher has been abusing the girl and she didn't even know, because she was taught that her private part is just the part that is covered by your pants and the bra, and every other part is public part. So I'm against that preaching. I'm against that teaching. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. I hate it so much. All right. So let's continue. Now, next one is we need to raise children who are disciplined and who have smart screen habits. A lot of children are not disciplined. Even as adults, a lot of us are not disciplined. A lot of us are not disciplined. A lot of us are not disciplined. So I have experienced somebody who was in a public bus and then you're watching skits or whatever you're watching. I didn't have interest to watch. You didn't ask me if I wanted to watch or if I'm interested in whatever you're watching. And then it's on the highest volume, and everywhere is, and all of us must take part in whatever nonsense you're watching. Some of us as adults, we lack discipline. We lack media discipline. We lack it. We lack it. We lack it. So you wake up in the middle of the night and you're playing game. You're playing skit. Because what? You lack discipline. There's time out and there's time in. There's time. If I'm sleeping and somebody sends a message, you're going to wait till tomorrow morning. That's the only time I can reply you. That's the only time. Even if I'm awake all through the night, I'm not going to pick up my phone and reply you. Except there's an emergency. Except if it's an emergency. That's the only way I can respond. If it's not an emergency, I don't have any business with you till tomorrow. So a lot of us lack discipline. And if our parents will lack discipline, our children will lack discipline. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it, because you cannot give what you don't have. You cannot give what you don't have. So we need to exercise discipline as a parent so that our children can be disciplined. And because it's holiday season, because the holidays are upon us, we need children to be disciplined around the screen. Around the screen. Around the screen. I made this mistake as a mother, and I'm trying my best. Like, I am giving up all it takes to correct my mistakes. I don't think there's anybody who parented as much as I did with screen. That was like, okay, go and have the screen, have it, and let me have my peace. But everything has a disadvantage, and things are not the way they seem right now. Like, things are going bad every day. Children are now digitally abusing themselves. When we talk about sexual abuse, most parents will come and say, "Oh, but I don't have any adults living with me. But I stay in the house alone with my children. But I stay in the house. Nobody visits me. Nobody comes to my house. No, I don't have a house help. I don't have a nanny." What about the screen? What about the screen in your children's hand? What about the screen? I have shared this story over and over again, and I'm going to share it one more time. I've talked about a school I visited last December, and I met a group of children. They were just almost the junior boys, in the secondary school. All of them were kneeling down, and I asked the principal, I said, what is the problem? And she said, well, they're under punishment because a particular senior boy, just one boy, brought phone, and they gathered all of them, and they were all watching porn. And then the principal said, these ones, we are going to punish them. They are going to, and the kingpin, that's the main boy that brought the phone. His phone has been taken from him, and then he's going on suspension. And I told the principal, why will you send him on suspension, knowing fully well the gravity of what he has done? Now, if you send him on suspension, it's almost end of the term. No school is going to admit him just few weeks to term ending, which means he's going to be at home till the next term. And then what happens? He's going to start experimenting everything he has learned. He's going to start experimenting it. That's his best time to explore. He will now start exploring, because the auntie was there. The auntie was saying, no, he will not stay. You will go to the house. You will stay in the house. You will suffer. I said, ma, you're not suffering this boy, you. Let me tell you the truth. You're not suffering this boy. Instead, it's you that will suffer at the end of the day. Because if you think you're helping your child by sending them home, the child is on suspension, and you want the child to be at home because he did what? Because he exposed himself to porn, and then school suspended him, and then you want this boy to stay at home for like 2 weeks or more. You're harming that child. You're not helping that child. So the best thing to do is to beg the school to accommodate the boy. Because when the child goes home, now he has free access, unlimited access. He can now explore. He can now experiment. He can now practice everything he has learned. Nobody is there to ask him. Nobody is there to question him. Nobody is there to know what he did when you were out of the house or what happened. So, which one is safer? Indeed, what an irony. Which one is safer? So we should start. I think it was after that encounter that I became a close friend to the principal. She's now one of my best friends. Every time she will always reach out, to find solutions to things that are happening around children in the school. This is why I always say that as parents, it's very, very crucial that we update our knowledge, because a lot of things are happening, and a lot of us are just swimming in the ocean without even knowing what is going on. All right, so the next one, smart screen habits. Do our children have smart screen habits? Do they even know the sites to visit? Do they know how to respond to predators? Because whether we like it or not, there are predators online. Every day. In fact, you see adults masquerading as children, chatting with a child, because you know that this child is a child. This person is a child. And then you pretend, how old are you? I'm 10 years old. The child feels is discussing with somebody his age, not knowing that he's actually discussing with an adult of over 40 years. And this adult is busy asking sensitive questions. And because the child feels, oh, I'm sharing with my peer, I'm sharing with my mates, the child is happy to say a lot. A lot of children have given out information about their address, sensitive information, even up to their parents' ATM pin, ATM numbers, everything, sensitive information to strangers, just because they were exposed to the internet. A lot of them. Can I now talk about children who share their nude pictures? Yes, they are everywhere. A lot of children share nudes out there. They are sharing, and these people are blackmailing them, but they will not tell you. So they keep stealing your money to go and pay. In fact, there's a case on my table now. A mother reached out to me and she said, you need to talk to my daughter. In fact, we've scheduled another session for today now. Now, this child, she said this child is fond of taking money. See, enough money from my pocket every day. And I asked her, have you found out what she's doing with it? She said, no. It could be that somebody is blackmailing that child. It could be that somebody is blackmailing that child. And she won't tell you. She will not mention it. Yes, eventually it will lead to digital, exactly, and extortion and sextortion. They will keep blackmailing. They will keep blackmailing. They will keep telling this child, if you don't want me to send this to the internet, you need to send more. You need to send more. You need to send. So we need to teach children these smart screen habits, because we are in the digital age. It's not possible. I repeat, it's not 100% possible to take screen away. My children come back from school and they said we should prepare slides. They said we should prepare this. They said we should prepare this. And then I hand them over my laptop. I hand my laptop over to them so that they can prepare whatever projects they've given them to do. So it's not possible. Sometimes they come home with research. This is a digital age. A lot of them are doing a lot online. So the best thing to do, the safer thing to do, is to teach them how to navigate online. And that is where this digital safety education and etiquette comes in. All right. So the next one, why children should be engaged meaningfully this summer season. You need children to be able to withstand peer pressure. Now, part of the reason, 80% of the reason why children do what they do is because their friends are doing it. Not because they want to do it, not because it's okay for them to do it, but because their friends are doing it. So I was in a school. I went to pick up my kids one day, and as we were leaving the school, somebody was talking about, two girls, they were in front of us. They were discussing, and one said, you know that I'm on TikTok, that the video I posted on TikTok got a lot of views and likes. And the other one said, is it really? No, so that means I'm going to do my own. In fact, she started describing how she will do her own, all the tactics she will use, everything she will say, to grab attention and all that. And in my mind, I was like, okay, this is pressure indeed. So everybody, I remember someday, one day my daughter came home and said, Mommy, all my friends are on TikTok. I said, okay, tell them congratulations. She said, yes, because I said, we are not on TikTok. Personally, I'm not on TikTok. So why should you be on TikTok? Now, you are not on social media because your friends are on social media. When you go to social media, when you eventually see yourself on social media, you're going to make the most of it, because social media is a tool that you should use to your own advantage. I am using social media to communicate to you today. A lot of you that I don't know today, I knew you from that I didn't know from Madam. I know you today, and I'm seeing you on social media. We are friends on social media. We built this relationship on social media. So social media should be a tool, right, that children should use to their own advantage. This is what we should teach our children. This is what our children should know. Not a place for challenge, not a place where you go and misbehave. Now, there's something I read about 2 days ago. I think I mentioned it in my video yesterday, and that is the story of the former Access Bank staff who was in the habit of recording his colleagues. Each time he will go in, plant a camera, and as they use the restroom, the camera is recording. At the end of the day, he will extract the videos. So when this one broke out, it happened that a particular lady, he has gone in to plant the camera, and a particular lady came in to use the restroom. So unfortunately, he couldn't leave immediately. So he had to hide in the cubicle inside the restroom. So at a point, probably he got tired of hiding and then probably fell out or something. But in the course of the commotion, the lady noticed that there was a camera there, and then she raised an alarm. So when the when the people came, when people came, security, they started investigating. They wanted to know what he was doing with the camera. They called the police. They arrested him, took him to his house, opened his laptop, and they found more than 400 videos and pictures of his colleagues there. He's been doing this over and over again. So upon further investigation, they discovered that he was using them for dark web. There's a place called dark web. There's a site called dark web where people go and sell nude pictures. So you can go there, sell your nude pictures, and they are paying heavily for it. So that was how he was making his money. So when he extracts those videos, he sends it to dark web. Dark web is a porn site, right? It's a porn site. So he sends those videos to dark web, and then they extract it and pay him his money, and then they will use it for whatever thing they want to use it for. So a lot of teenagers have discovered this pathway. A lot of children already, I'm not even talking about teenagers, I'm talking about preteens now. A lot of them already found out these things. So what are they doing? They are exploring that route. They are exploring it, and they are making money. They are making money through it. If you say how are they making money, it's very easy to make money now. We have fintech everywhere, so children can easily open bank accounts. They just need to get some information from some adults, because there are always an adult coaching them, right? There's always an adult coaching your children. There's always an adult. Some of these teenagers have elderly ones who tell them what to do or who guide them on these things. So it is just very easy getting what they want, right? So these people are selling these things on dark web. This is why you want your children engaged. This is one of the reasons why your children should not be left to chance. This is why your children should not be roaming on social media, because there are sexual predators everywhere. There are people, bullies everywhere, cyber bullies, fraudsters everywhere, looking for people looking for their victims, looking for victims everywhere. And if you, as a parent, you're careless, your child is roaming social media from morning to night, no reason, no value, nothing. The child is you're just taking a big risk. You are taking a big risk. And then your child needs to learn how to say no to peer pressure. Can your child say no to peer pressure? Does the child have what it takes to say no to peer pressure? Can your child be able to decipher? Can your child be able to differentiate between bad and good? Or your child is just everywhere? They push to the right, you go right. They push to the left. You cannot say no. We don't do it like this. It's forbidden. This is the kind of things that are allowed in my house. If you instill value, if you instill structures in your home, there will be discipline, and your child will be able to withstand peer pressure. So this is one of the reasons why you need your child to be in our online summer boot camp. The boot camp is just 5 weeks program. Live session is once a week, and the children have worksheets to keep them engaged for the rest of the week. And trust me, the worksheets are so interactive. They cut across the different learning experiences children are supposed to have, from cognitive to affective to psychomotor domain of learning. So it's been drawn from different domains of learning, so that your children can have a fun-filled, interactive and engaging experience in the summer boot camp. And I really hope that you sign up your children for the summer boot camp, because it's a one-of-a-kind experience. This is our first summer boot camp, and we're giving it all it takes to make sure that your child have an amazing experience. So if you've not been able to make payments, or you're still considering signing up your children, I hope I've been able to convince you today that your child needs to be engaged in the summer boot camp in order to have a meaningful summer experience. The fee is just 30,000 naira per child, and you're going to thank me for putting this program together at the end of the day. So what else? Nothing. So until I see you tomorrow, where we talk about other things that are affecting children, it's bye from me. So bye and see you tomorrow. God bless you.